Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your New Year's Day or other day if you're watching this after New Year's to check out my video. I'm really excited for this one because it is a launch of my year-long series that I have been wanting to do for a very long time, just haven't had time to plan it out, get the videos shot, get them up, but I am taking time this year to do it. And it is my one palette a month series. So how this series is going to work is each month I'm going to be focused on one palette that I have in my collection. If you guys missed my low buy year video, I'll link it right up here. So since I am doing a low buy and will have less hauls and new things to do videos on, I will get to take a little more time to spend with each palette, combining it with other palettes and things like that. So what this series is going to be is each month I'm going to have a different palette selected, and each week or 3 times a month or something like that, I will do the palette of the month with another palette. I might launch the month off with that palette and its own look and then combine it with other palettes throughout the month. So I'm just really excited to dig into my shadows this year and really get to know my palettes more and what kind of looks I can create, do some different techniques, things like that. So this month I chose the Snow Angels palette from Dose of Colors, and I chose this one for a couple different reasons. The first reason being is it's Snow Angels. So it's the perfect name for a palette for January. Another reason is I've only used this palette like once or twice, and I was so excited to get it. And then because I had so many other things coming in, I never really got to sit down and just play with this one. And I really do enjoy the colors in this palette. And then another reason I wanted to choose this one, here's what it looks like, is a lot of you guys were wanting to see dupes of these shades. I by no means think that it's okay to pay $32 for 5 eyeshadows. I mean, if you want to, that's totally fine. I think they're charging way too much for it, quite frankly. I got this with my bonus points and 20% off coupon, so I didn't pay for it. But one of these 5-pan palettes from Dose of Colors had been on a wish list of mine to try at some point, and they came out with this one, and I love the color scheme, so I chose to use my coupon and points to get it for free. So I'm glad that I have it. But that's ridiculous price to pay for it. So you guys wanted to see some dupes, so that's another reason I chose this palette, so I could kind of dig into my shades and try to find dupes for those. I think I'm at about 3 so far, so 2 of these shades are very hard to do. So I am still digging for 2 more shades to match this palette. But yeah, this is the palette that I'm going to be using a lot of this month. I'm not going to not be using other shadows and palettes. I'm still going to be using other things that I own. This one's just going to have a couple videos to it this month. So this is the first look that I'm going to do with it. I combined it with the BoxyCharm and Pure Cosmetics palette, but to be fair, I only used 1 shade from this palette. So it's kind of its own look. But I do want to share, so this eye look-ish was inspired by Angelica Nyquist. She was using the Emily Noel palette, and she used just one shade and then a cream shade from it, and I really liked that shape that she got out of it. And I've just been playing around with using 2 shades of the same color in eye looks like this. I did a greenish one with some Divina shadows, and I really enjoyed that look. It was in a Will I Buy It's, I believe. I'll link that up here if you want to see that look. So today I thought I would do it with this Snow Angel one, so I used the 2 blue shades right here in it to get this look, and I love it. I just think this is a very simple but elegant way to use color in a look, and I've just really been enjoying it. So we're going to do this eye look today. That was kind of a long introduction. You're going to be seeing more of this palette this month. Please let me know what palette you guys want to see combined with the Snow Angels palette. I don't know if at this point I have filmed any other looks with it or not. I would definitely love to use the palettes with it that you guys want to see used with it. So I think most of you guys know my collection. I did just do my top 5 palettes of 2018 along with several other honorable mentions, so if you want to see that one and what other eyeshadow palettes I have to use with it, I will link it right up here. I would also love to know what eyeshadow palettes you guys want to see focused on each month. Let's go ahead and jump into this look. So to start off this first look with the Snow Angels palette, I am going to start with this darker color that is the last color in here. It is called Thin Ice. And I'm just going to start it on a fluffier blending brush, but not a huge one, because this is just going to go in the outer V here. This is my Morphe M330. And I'm just going to start by kind of in that crease and that outer part of the lid. And that is pretty much all I'm going to do with it. And then just blend it in a little bit. And I'm just doing some blending around the edges here. Okay, so that, well, I got really yellow here. Next I'm going to take a little bit smaller of a fluffy brush. So I've got the e.l.f. pointed eye pencil brush. I really like this one. And the next shade I'm going to take is this blue shade here. So for this look that we're doing, we're only using 2 of the same tone colorful shades. And this part here is just going to go... Did I forget eye primer today? I totally forgot eyeshadow primer today. That really stinks. Because I can see my veins, and my Ulta matte eyeshadow primer that I use totally cancels those out. So definitely gonna need to, for this part it's okay because this blue is gonna cover it up. Although I definitely like the look with eyeshadow primer better. I'm just doing the exact same thing I did on the outer part. I'm just pulling in with this lighter blue color now. Now you could even do a bit of a lighter blue, or like that cornflower shade from Coastal Scents would be really pretty for this shade right here with that deep one, or a more muted light blue shade would be really pretty there as well. But we're using this palette with it, so this is what we're using. This is just going to cover the center area of the lid, leaving more. I want more than 1/3 for my really, really light shade. So for not having a primer down, I would say those look pretty good. I mean, there's nothing on my lids but eye cream. So here's what I've got so far. I do want to take this tiny little one with the darker one, because with the big fluffy one, sometimes it's hard to get like in this crease area, especially when you are starting to get fine lines on your eyelids. So the last shade we're going to use with this is a cream shade. You could pull in any really light cream shade that you want. I'm going to pull in this one from the Pure Cosmetics palette. It is called Perfect, and it is the BoxyCharm Pure collaboration palette that they did. So I'm going to take another fluffy brush. I always take a fluffy brush with this look on every shade. This is the Coastal Scents BR-CS08. And I'm just going to pick up that shade on there, and that's just going to cover everything else. Now, this is not good that I did not... Okay, I can't. So since I didn't use the primer, I've got to put something down. I've got to give that some coverage right there since I forgot to use the primer, because for this look, you really can't have veins showing through, or any look for that matter of fact, but especially when I'm using a light color here, I want it to be, for this look to look the way I want it, it's got to be very bright in there. This is going to look so much better now that I have that down. So I'm going to go back in with that shade. And that's just going to cover pretty much everything else. And then just blending these where they meet. And then I'm going to bring a little bit across the brow bone. I really try to get coverage on that whole intersection. And then right here where they meet, just kind of blending those together. So that is pretty much it. We just need to do the lower lash line. And the lower lash line is going to mimic the eyelid. And I'm going to start with the lighter blue shade, and that's just going to get popped right in the middle here. With the lighter blue shade, I'm going to run that along the outer 2/3. What is that lighter blue shade called? 0 degrees. And then on a little smudger brush, I'm going to take the deeper blue shade and just give it a little stamp right there on that outer third of the lower lash line. On a pencil brush, I'm going to take the light shade Perfect from the Pure BoxyCharm palette, and that's just going to go blend right into the blue on the lower lash line. I'd say the biggest part of this look is just making sure that they're blended together. You could put, there's a couple different waterlines that I would use for this. I would use white, silver, I would use even like a concealer color. Today I'm going to use my, which one is this? Prance from ColourPop, because I just want a pop of blue in there. This is very similar to the Cornflower blue shade from the Hot Pot from Coastal Scents. So this and that would be really pretty as that center shade. But this is just going to pop right in the waterline. I'm going to put on some liner and mascara and show you how that looks, and then add some lashes to it and pick out a lippy. Here is the look with mascara, liner, and I popped on, this is one of my favorite lippy colors. It is the Ultra Satin Lip from ColourPop in She Cute. It is from the Bretman Rock collection, and I absolutely love it with a blue eye. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop on some lashes and be back with the final look. Okay, I'm back with lashes. I love these lashes. These are from the Ardell Naturals pack that I've been using, and they're the tapered ones. So they're smaller and then they get bigger on the outside. I thought that was perfect for this eyeshadow look. Love to know what you guys think about this. And I would also, that was really loud. And I would also love to know what other palettes you want to see with the Snow Angels palette, because this is my palette of the month. So I will be pairing it with other palettes throughout the month and doing different looks, as well as trying to find dupes for these different shades. Thank you guys so much for joining me for my palette of the month video. I hope you have an amazing new year. You know what? I would love to know what New Year's goals you guys have made for yourself this year. I gotta think about mine. I think I've already got some in mind. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!